Rochelle here. This is now going on the third attempt of me trying to record this without getting upset or... I don't even know how to explain myself or explain how I feel right now. You notice that I have not introduced myself as the Delightful Crafter because I do not feel delightful today. I addressed something in a video concerning how I was treated by somebody who I thought was a friend. And never once did I allude to whoever this person was. The only thing I said was that this person had illnesses that I was not aware of, which is the truth. What I addressed was maybe... Oh, and let me stop here. If you think you know what this video is about and you have already prejudged me, then you obviously haven't heard the full story. I'm a grown woman, and I never thought I would have to explain myself, and I still don't think I should have to explain myself. But I'm going to, because obviously there are things being said about me that aren't true. Don't know what they are, but apparently they're out there. I am sad because I may lose YouTube friends that I really enjoy. I think they're amazing artists, wonderful ladies. I hope that if they would like to hear both sides of the story, that they reach out to me, because I decided to save all communication so that if somebody wants to judge me, I can share exactly what happened. I have never pretended to be anything I'm not. I am not a perfect person, and nor have I ever claimed to be. I have health issues. My health issues may not be as extreme as others. I share my life, you know. I guess I'm up for attack because I do put myself out here on YouTube. That's a danger of putting yourself out on the internet. But I honestly think I'm a pretty honest and genuine person and didn't think I would have to make a video, nor would I ever have to experience anything like this. My video the other day, I had mentioned my fear on YouTube was that I would have to do what I'm actually doing right now. I was afraid that somebody may, be ugly because there are bullies out there in the world. I have explained to you guys my stance and how I feel about bullies, and I call them out. I didn't think this person was a bully until today. Yet I'm the one that's being labeled the bully by her and some of her friends who have actually commented on my channel. And I have left those comments up so that they can actually show their true colors. My comment, which was maybe 15, 20 seconds long tops, this was during a live feed. So anybody who was on that live feed, you're more than welcome. I haven't decided if I'm going to turn the comments on this video or I'm going to delete them. I will include my email address in the description if you want to reach out to me, but I'm not putting personal details out there about this person on the internet because that's just not right. I will share all the conversations, everything, but I will delete the person's name and their picture out because, again, I am a person who respects others' privacy. But apparently, because I respect other people's privacy, that makes me a bad person. In my video, again, I can't believe I'm making this video, I stated that out of nowhere, that I was blindsided, and I was, that somebody I thought was a good YouTube friend totally turned on me and was just flat out ugly. what happened was, apparently a couple of months ago, I'm assuming probably in April, some of you who have been around for a while and have followed me know I have health problems. So let's go into detail about my health problems, because apparently I'm not detailed enough. No, my health issues are not life-threatening. They are life-changing for me personally, because they affect how and what I can now do in my life. I have degenerative disc disease. I've had back surgeries. My back is slowly crumbling. I am slowly shrinking the older I get. Every year, I'm a little shorter than the year I was before. I live in constant pain every single day, and I take just enough medication so that I can function as a normal person without looking like I'm a zombie. Okay? It took a long time for us to come up with what I do now on a daily basis to function as a normal person. People who have back issues, they're going to know exactly where I'm coming from. There are some days that they may be a great day for me, and then there may be other days that I am in so much pain that I just want people to leave me alone. I go hide. I'll go watch YouTube videos, but I don't comment. I used to be an extremely active and a very, very physical person. I'm sorry. Oh, and apparently, according to this person, I am somebody who tries to make myself out to be a victim. And if that's how this video comes across, so be it. I wear my heart on my sleeve, and I'm not ashamed of it. Sorry. I really debated on making this video, but after the over an hour phone conversation that I tried to have with this person, I realized that this was going to go nowhere, and that all they wanted was for me to say that I was the one that was 100% in the wrong, and that I should be embarrassed about the comment I made on that video. I'm not, because I stated the truth. I have always been somebody who has admitted if I have been at fault for something. And I was prepared to possibly say that I was at fault for something in this mess, because that's what this is. Now I'm trying to even remember where I'm at, because we all know my memory sucks. Back to my health issues. There are many people out there who suffer with illnesses or medical conditions that are far worse than mine. I work in a hospital where I see horrible things that I would never want to imagine anybody having to live through or live with. So I am very familiar with other people's pain, other people's sadness, and out of respect to me, if you want to share it with me, then you share it with me. I am not that type of person that is going to ask, if you want to share it, you're going to share it. I'm not going to probe and be nosy and ask you what is wrong. I feel if you want me to know, you're going to share it. This person, I knew they had medical problems. She says that she told me what they were. I have gone through all our conversations, both in email and in Instagram, because apparently that's how we talk, and cannot find one thing where she told me what her problems were and what she had to live with on a daily basis. I still don't know what the life-threatening issue is, and whatever it is, I am so sorry she has to deal with it every single day. I don't know how I would handle knowing that I had a terminal illness or disease. But that doesn't give anybody the right to act the way she has acted. As mentioned in my video, I was blindsided because this was not something I ever expected from her. We met when towards the very beginning of my channel. We exchanged cards. We sent each other friend mail, happy mail, because we have a lot of the same interests, as she calls it, an outer layer of an onion. I have mentioned that I thought of her as a sister because, according to her, this is only the outer layer of an onion. But I also felt like if she asked, I wouldn't mind sharing, stuff with my life. But again, I'm not going to just put it out there, because I also know people that go out of their way and they tell you everything. And I mean everything. I'm not that person. A couple months ago, I was having some really bad days. Oh, and back to my back. Again, not terminal. But down the road, I am eventually going to have another back surgery where they're going to have to go in with a cage and they're going to have to put in bolts and fuse my back. Some people say that'll probably be the best thing in my life. Other people say that'll be horrible. Other people say that I may not have pain anymore, and everybody will say it was the worst thing I could ever do and that I will live with excruciating pain the rest of my life. I don't know. I'm not at that point yet, but every day I'm one step closer to it. I can't work in my garden anymore. I can't do things on my own without asking people to pick stuff up for me or move something for me. I hate having to rely on my family, as wonderful as they are. As I've mentioned, I'm blessed that I have children and a husband that don't let me do things that they think are bad for me. And I am very fortunate. And I am very loved, and I am very thankful for my life. And I don't regret any of it. This person reached out, and that event where the person lashed out at me, I asked them on numerous occasions what it was that I had, quote unquote, done to hurt or, quote unquote, be inconsiderate. And never once would she tell me what it was that I did. I was supposed to know. I'm supposed to have ESP. I'm just supposed to know what it was I did wrong. And what I'm guilty of is that apparently back in, I'm assuming April or early May, I was having some health problems, and I wasn't commenting to people, and I wasn't reaching out to people. Heck, I wasn't even really talking to my sisters, and it's not because I was mad at them. I was just hurting, and it didn't even cross my mind that I needed to reach out to anybody. But according to this person, I was supposed to know that it was ugly of me to not ask her how she's doing. And that I hurt her because I didn't know I was supposed to reach out to her and ask her how she was doing. I'm sorry I'm slow. I'm trying to choose my words very carefully because I'm so upset that I don't want to say things out of anger right now. But anyway, because I was having my own health problems and I didn't know I was supposed to reach out to this person and ask her how she was doing, I offended her. I wasn't commenting on a lot of live streams. I wasn't commenting on a lot of videos. I was just watching. When it dawned on me that, oh, I hadn't seen this person in some of the mutual channels that we follow, and I hadn't received emails from her, and she hadn't shared any of her beautiful artwork. By the way, she does beautiful paintings, and she's actually an amazing photographer. I tried reaching out to her on a live stream asking how she was doing. There was no response. In her defense, she is correct. Some of those live streams, the comments move so fast that you may not see somebody talking to you. That's an honest defense. I emailed her asking her how she was doing. No response. And then it dawned on me, oh, by the way, y'all, I do have an Instagram channel. I've had it for a few years. If you've looked, I think I've made a total of maybe 5 posts in all those years. So that tells you how active I am on Instagram. It dawned on me, oh, she does Instagram. Let me go see if she messaged me, because she has messaged me in the past, sharing wonderful finds. One of our common likes is we love Hello Kitty. We love cats. Obviously, y'all know I love cats. I went there and I asked her, you know, hey, hadn't seen you on Facebook, you know, or not, I don't even know where she is on Facebook. I hadn't seen you on YouTube or any of the mutual channels that we follow. I hope you're okay. How are you doing? No response. Mind you, the previous 2 comments before that were her sharing this awesome Hello Kitty find that she found at World Market, and my commenting that, oh, that's great. Is it at World Market? And then asking how she was doing, and then me being made out to be this horrible, nasty person. Again, my asking her what I did wrong with no response. Just continued responses that I'm a horrible person, that I should know what happened, and that I should know that I was supposed to. And again, some of this I just learned today, because I'm a grown-up, and I was really hoping that this could be handled in a reasonable way. And she said, don't contact me. And I said, that's fine. Don't contact me anymore. Because I had no idea what I had done to her. Except asking her how she, you know, reaching out to her and asking her how she's doing. Then I post the video about dealing with the bullies at Tuesday morning and how this person was rude to the ladies at my store. I've told you, I don't like bullies. I don't like people being ugly. If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything nice at all. Which I guess kind of contradicts this video. I'm not quite sure. I'm sure, according to some, this is going to be a horrible, nasty video. I am just explaining myself and explaining, quote unquote, my side of the story, because apparently people are out there saying that it's only one side of the story and that I'm lying. Or I'm embellishing. If you want to know the whole story after this video, my email will be in the description. I am more than happy to those people that I feel comfortable talking to, or those people who think they know what's going on. I have screenshotted all the conversations. All of them. I am not afraid to share them because I said nothing wrong. All I was guilty of in those conversations was asking how she was doing and what I did wrong to offend her. That's how all this started. Me doing something wrong that I didn't know I was doing wrong and offending her. So following that video, that bullying video, I decided to do a live chat. And in that live chat, I stated that something I was afraid of putting myself on YouTube, because when you put yourself on YouTube, you're kind of stuck sticking yourself out there to the world. You open yourself up for, unfortunately, events like this. And in that video, I had stated something that I was afraid of actually happened. And in a 10, maybe 20-second blurb, I stated that someone that I thought that I was good friends with on YouTube, apparently I thought we could be sisters. She disagrees. Just letting you know, y'all, she disagrees. And she's right. People see things different ways. I stated that I was blindsided about this whole thing that I have led up to this point. And I was. Because I am not a mind reader. I did not know that when I was sick and I was in pain, that it was my job to reach out to somebody to ask them how they were doing. I am guilty of having a medical condition, being in pain for a certain time frame, and not thinking of somebody else. I have now, today, the first time in my 45 years of life, have been accused of being a narcissist. Because I did not know I was supposed to reach out to her. My comment, all it said was, I was blindsided. I never expected this from her. Obviously, she's right, because she's like, well, how could we know each other only on YouTube, you know, from a couple of our conversations? Well, you know what? We had conversed. We had sent each other stuff over, probably an 8 to 9 month time frame. I don't just send giant random acts of kindness packages out to everybody. I want to, just haven't had the ability to. This particular person, though, I went out of my way to put something together for her. The sad thing is, when I was reaching out to her, and I didn't tell her this today because I was so upset, I didn't feel it was her job to know. I had a really neat package I was ready to send to her. I had been sharing stuff through the videos that, that I had bought for a friend, for friend mail. Was getting ready to send her another box. She sits there and accuses that she doesn't even know where I live, yet we have to my personal address. She's the only person that has ever had my personal address. Everybody else has my mail goes to a UPS store. And I guess I should have had that UPS store before I started this quote-unquote relationship. But I honestly thought that I had, during that time frame, everybody says she has a wonderful big heart. Everything that I experienced of her up until all of this happened, I agree 100%. A huge heart. She was fun to chat with in the chat rooms. I enjoyed and I looked forward to chatting with her in the live streams. She sent beautiful cards. And apparently, and I'm sure that this video is going to be considered another act of bullying, but I don't see it. If you can put enough of these facts together to piece who this person is, then you may know she may have given you her side of the story, or you'll probably know who she is. I know a few of you who I really respect and admire and adore your channels are extremely close friends with her. And I am excited that you have that amazing, wonderful relationship with her, because I had one. I had a pretty awesome relationship with her in the time frame that lasted. And if this video means that you quit following me, or you feel the need that you have to email me, and I'm hoping that if you do email me, I don't even know what to say right now, because again, I still can't believe I'm making this video. Anyway, That video, all I said was, this person out of the blue accused me of something that I wasn't aware that I did. Never gave me the chance to, quote unquote, defend myself for what I supposedly did to her. And that's all I said. And then I was sad that, you know, that had happened because I enjoyed that relationship. Someone who supposedly is a new person to YouTube, according to what I found out today. And if y'all are wondering how I know this, I actually gave her my phone number so that she could call me so that we could try and talk and hopefully, you know, discuss misunderstandings and, you know, get past this. But that video, that live chit chat that I did, I'm being accused of calling her out, that it's bullying and harassment. When it, and what I said was true. I did not embellish anything. I did not lie about facts about anything. I stated that I knew that she had some health issues and I didn't know what they were because that is a fact. She says she told me, but she told me she said she probably told me in a chat room or on a live stream. Then later on in this conversation, she said, well, you know, those conversations move so fast that I probably didn't see you reaching out to me. So it was okay for a conversation to move so fast she didn't see me reaching out to her, but it's not okay that a conversation moves so fast for me not to see that she had a terminal illness. And as far as this terminal illness thing, it is her friend, a friend of hers, who went on my channel, my video, and threw it out there that she has a terminal illness. I'm not sharing anything that people, quote unquote, close to her have not already put on my channel. I never once said anything ugly about her. I didn't say anything ugly about her. I just said that I did not expect to happen what happened. And that's the truth. I didn't expect it because I didn't do anything to her. I am guilty of not reaching out to her when I was at a low point. That was last night. That's this person that posted on my channel, very ugly and rudely to a subscriber of mine and somebody who I've really enjoyed her and her channel and find her to be a really neat lady and hope that it, you know, that continues and that she and I have a great relationship because what I've experienced so far is she's awesome. But this person who didn't know, my subscriber, doesn't know exactly what happened, just quote, she said, and that I only shared one side of the story. I didn't share a story. I shared that something happened that I was not expecting and it really hurt me. That's all I said. That's not a lie. That's not defamation. That's not calling somebody a horrible, nasty person. That is stating a fact. The fact that out of nowhere, I was being accused of something I didn't know I was doing wrong. Again, what I was doing wrong was I was having some health issues and I wasn't out on Facebook and asking people if they were okay. This video is going on much longer than I wanted it to. If you're to this point, bless you. That's all I can say is bless you, because this is what I consider this is a pretty pathetic video. That's what I consider it, that I shouldn't even have to make this, but she wanted a video and I'm giving it. She wants me to apologize to her. She wants me to apologize to her for stating on my video that somebody, all I said was somebody that I knew, that I thought I was close to on Facebook, blindsided me and was rather ugly. And she was. She was pretty ugly. She even admitted it today. On the phone, admitted it today, and said it was because she was having a bad day. Because she was having a bad day, it was okay for her to reach out to me. Now, she did admit today that she was in the wrong for doing that. Okay? I don't want to be accused of twisting the facts or not sharing all the facts. She admitted today that she was wrong for what she did. But it was because she was having a bad day. I did not have to give her my cell phone number. But I did. Not that I was hiding it, because my cell phone is listed on the internet because of another website I have. It's out there publicly. It's nothing that I'm hiding. She messaged me last night basically stating that, you know, if I really wanted to, quote unquote, address this and I guess apologize to her, or I'm not quite sure exactly what she was thinking, because she kept changing through the phone conversation. She's accused me of stating things that I never said. I work at a hospital. I am not a nurse, but I work with amazing nurses every day. And God bless y'all, because y'all put up with so much in a hospital. And a lot of times it's a thankless job, which is very sad. She assumed I was a nurse because I worked at a hospital. She's made a lot of assumptions. Again, this goes, you know, and she is right that apparently we didn't know each other very well. That we had only, you know, peeled maybe a layer or two off an onion, because there's many layers to an onion. But I'm not a big fan of onions, so I don't do many layers of onions. Anyway, she said apparently last night, she said, apparently I can't be trusted with your phone number because I'm paraphrasing, and hopefully I'm remembering correctly. If I have to, I can share the conversation if you really want to know. But apparently I can't trust her with my phone number. And I said, no. I said, I don't mind. Here is my phone number. Go ahead and give me a call. I had to leave work early today because I wasn't feeling well. When I got to my car, there was a message from her that I didn't receive because where I'm at the hospital, we don't have cell phone signal. Some people who work at hospitals know there are a lot of dead spots in a hospital. Her voicemail was very nice, very kind. Hey, this is so-and-so. I wasn't sure what your hours were. You know, I'm just reaching out to you. I hope you'll call me back. When I heard that, I was so hopeful that that phone conversation would have gone a completely different direction than it ended. The conversation started out really well, I thought. You know, I told her that I thought there were misunderstandings, that there were probably misunderstandings on both of our parts, and that I was really hoping that, you know, we could get past these misunderstandings. And yeah, I was really hopeful. It started out pretty well. She kind of explained some things. Explained that I'm not going to go into everything because there's information there that I don't think that needs to be shared. Though that's something that's private for her, and I'm going to leave it there because I'm not a person that is going to put that garbage out there. Some of you who are really close to her, you know what she deals with. She deals with a lot. I'm glad that I don't have to deal with something like that. It takes a strong person to have to deal with what she apparently deals with on a daily basis. But that doesn't give somebody the right to behave the way she behaved. She admitted that she was in the wrong, that when I had reached out to her on multiple occasions to ask her how she was doing, because, you know, I was finally feeling better and realized that I hadn't heard or seen from her, and I was concerned because I hadn't heard from her. But apparently it's my job to do the reaching. Her, in one of her conversations that she sent to me, she accused me of, how dare I not know she could have been dead for all I care. I didn't know. And that's why I was reaching out to her, because I hadn't seen her and I hadn't heard from her. I'm the one that reached out of concern because I hadn't heard from her and I hadn't seen her, and I was asking her how she was doing. I've just lost my total train of thought. Again, I didn't know I was going to have to make this video. So she sits there and she says that because I didn't reach out to her, she could have been dead for all I knew because I didn't reach out to her. You know, that door swings both ways. Like I told y'all, I was going through some medical stuff at that time. I wasn't feeling good. I was in a lot of pain. I was with my doctor, and I wasn't sharing all that. But she never once thought to reach out to me to ask how I was doing. Not that I expected her to. I don't go out there and share my health issues looking for sympathy. There are a lot of people on YouTube that I follow and I adore and I love their channels, and I know and they share that they deal with health problems. They don't go into detail what their health problems are. And again, out of respect, I don't think it's my place to go out there and ask them what they are. I respect other people's privacy. I'm an open person about myself, but that doesn't give me the right to pry in somebody else's life and need to know everything that's going on. But apparently I'm an evil person because I didn't reach out to her to ask her soon enough how she was doing. And that's where all this started. All of this started because I didn't reach out to her when I was in pain and having my own health issues to ask her how she was doing. That's why all this started. And because when I did reach out to her and she got my message, she was having a bad day. That was her excuse. For every time that we tried to address something, she's like, well, that doesn't count. We already addressed this. I already told you I was having a bad day. Having a bad day does not excuse behavior. When I'm at my worst, I don't I don't lunge at my husband and try to take a chunk out of him because I feel bad. If I'm feeling bad, I'm feeling bad. That's just how it is. Some of you who deal with it on a daily basis, you understand what I'm saying. You're just feeling bad. Anyway, she reached out to me yesterday. You know, like I said, I gave her my phone number. I thought this phone conversation was going to be great, and it wasn't. For over an hour, we talked. And then it got to the point where I kept getting so frustrated and felt like I was a scratched record. All she wanted me to do was to apologize that I shared something on Facebook about how I was treated. I'm not apologizing because how I was treated was not right. What I shared on Facebook, all I said was a person that I thought I was good friends with turned on me and I was not expecting it. That is the truth. I didn't say anything else about her. I didn't call her bad names. Nothing. Just that I was sad that that had happened. If you consider that bullying, then you really need to go be reading a dictionary, and you really need to reach out to groups that deal with people who have to put up with true bullying. Because it's not pretty. And that's why I stand up to bullies. And that's why I am not going to apologize for calling out the bad behavior. I spent many years of my life not being me because I had someone in my life who was very controlling. And for over 10 years, I was not myself. This person controlled everything I did. I didn't stand up for things. I didn't stand up for myself. And once that was done and I was past that, I swore I would never go back to that again. And that's why I'm not apologizing. I am not apologizing for calling out bad behavior. I'm upset because I'm probably going to lose people. And now I feel stupid because some of y'all I've never personally met. But I have thoroughly enjoyed our YouTube relationship. But if some of you who think you know the whole conversation feel that it will be your duty to defend a side of a story that you don't know, I really hope you'll reach out to me so that I can share my side with you, and I can share all the conversation that went on and what led up to this whole stupid video. Because that's what this is. It's stupid that I am making this video. I didn't deal with this kind of drama in high school. I don't deal with this kind of drama at work. I have my family and I have my life that I have to worry about, let alone trying to worry about hurting somebody's feelings because I didn't ask them in a couple-week time frame how they were doing. I wanted to reach out to some YouTubers to make sure that I was not exaggerating or seeing something that I shouldn't have been seeing in this whole mess, because again, that's what this is, a mess. But I didn't think it was right to put them in a position knowing that some of them are very close friends with this person. And I am so happy they have that wonderful relationship with her because, again, like I told y'all earlier, I had a really great relationship with her too. Hence, why I was surprised when all this happened. According to some people, apparently I should have known what I did and that I need to look into myself to see, the true me. Because apparently I think I'm all rainbows and unicorns. I'm not. I tell you all the time, my family gets frustrated with me. I don't deny it. But when I'm on here, this is the same person my family deals with. This is the same person that my friends deal with and that they love. And if this is, there's a problem with that, then obviously I don't know what to tell you. But I'm putting this video up because I told her I was going to put this video up. I told her I was going to put it up, and it wasn't going to be the video she wanted, because what she wanted me to do was she wanted me to come on here and basically say I was the bad person and that I should feel guilty and that I'm sorry that I made a 15 to 20 second comment about what's the word, transpired between her and I in the background. And I'm not apologizing for it, because all I said was, as somebody who I thought I was close with, turn their back on me. And from what I'm gathering from her, it's okay because she was having a bad day. Even though she has admitted she was in the wrong, she was having a bad day, and basically I need to get past that and get to a point in the conversation where I need to say I'm the bad person and that I'm at fault. Okay? That's where we're at. Again, if you think you know who this person is and you think you know the whole story, I would really appreciate it if you would reach out to me and be open, not out to quote unquote gather dirt. And I'm happy to share with you all the written conversation that I've got. I want to say up until May. I have to look. I can't look because, I don't know. I guess I could go on my iPad. It's either April or May that all of this apparently fell apart. Again, because I had some problems and I wasn't reaching out to everybody in the world. She has a problem, the fact that I thought of her as a sister, because, of quote, we didn't know each other that well, and that we couldn't know each other that well because we never met. I am from a military family. I grew up military. I've moved all over the world. I have people that I haven't spoken to in years. Years. But every now and then they'll pick up the phone or I'll pick up the phone and we can talk like we had never been apart. They know. They know me. They know my heart. And I don't have to pretend to be something I'm not with them. Not that I've ever pretended to be something that I'm not. So, again, I am not going to apologize for calling out bad behavior because what she did was bad behavior. And I did not allude to anything as far as identifying her, except for stating that she had health issues and I was not aware of the extent of her health issues. Now, I was basically called out as not being understanding or diminishing her health problems because I didn't state they were terminal. Apparently I'm attacking a terminally ill person, according to this person who commented on my channel. I didn't know they were terminal. And I still don't know what the terminal issues are. Okay? I still don't. She says she's told me, but she didn't. She gave me some acronym in one of our conversations, but didn't explain what it is. And I'll be honest, I don't have the time to go look it up. I really doubt that this would have gotten to this point if she had just told me, you know, hey, hadn't heard from you. I was a little upset I hadn't heard from you. That's all this is over. But no, she attacked me and tried to make me out to be some horrible bad person and trying to say that I was trying to paint a victim status on myself. No. I am a victim. I'm going to say that now. I am a victim. I am a victim because I was made out to be a bad person without even knowing that I was a bad person and why. Okay? Trying to ask multiple times after she turned on me what it was I did wrong, and she would never tell me. She didn't tell me until today. She said she didn't tell me because she was hurt. Her defense is because she was hurt. And that she was not in a good mood that day, and so I guess that excuses her acting the way she did. But again, I'm supposed to have ESP and know that. I think that's all I've got to share. Again, if you think you know this person, can, before you judge me, I really hope you'll reach out to me and I can share my side. Not something I'm going to, the whole written transcript, I'm not putting out on the internet. But if you want to know, and I know that you know this person, before you make a judgment on me, reach out to me and I'll share the written at literal screenshots with her. Not that I really need to scratch out her name or her picture because you'll know who she is. But I'll share the screenshots. I'm not going to type it up because, don't want it to look like it came from me. No, I took screenshots of everything. If you want to see it, I'm happy to share with you because I am not going to sit here and take this lying down, being accused of being some horrible monster because I called somebody out for bad behavior, because that's what this was. This was bad behavior that was supposed to be excused because the person had a bad day. Having a bad day is not permission to be ugly to somebody else. And I know somebody else is going to say, well, you're a hypocrite because you're calling her out right here. You're a hypocrite because you brought her up in that 15-second deal on my Chit Chat stating that I was hurt because somebody I thought was a friend turned on me. So, if my channel takes a hit because of this, my channel takes a hit. I am me. I have never pretended to be anything or anyone other than me. I have always been upfront. I've always been honest. I've just been me. And if being me means being a monster, well, then I guess some people need to really reflect. That's all I can say. Again, I thought this was a video that I wasn't going to have to make. Didn't want to make. But I'm not going to sit back and let somebody attack me for something that I'm not guilty of. And again, I'm not going to let somebody try and bully me into saying something or apologizing for something I didn't do. After I hung up on her for the second time, I texted her and I told her to never contact me again, and I wished her a blessed life. And I told her I was making this video and that it wasn't going to be the video she wanted. Again, I'm not hiding anything. She responded for me to not contact her again, which I am fine. I never want to speak to her again. And then she said that my video apparently is a threat. That my telling her I was making this video and that it wasn't the video that she wanted because she wanted me to apologize for calling out bad behavior. She said that that was a threat. Apparently she likes to throw around the word threat and bully and harassment because she accused me of harassing her as well. Again, I think the definitions of those words need to be looked up, because what I've done is none of those. I don't know how long I'm going to leave this video up. And again, I haven't even decided yet if I am going to post this. And I haven't decided if I am going to allow comments. I guess we'll find out if I post this and if you watch it to the end. Again, I think this is a pretty pathetic that I had to make this video. But I'm not letting somebody go around and say things and twist words without my defending myself. So, there's that. And again, if you know her and you want to see what happened on my side, you can reach out to me. I will share because I have nothing to hide. And I want to think that some of you who are close friends with her have followed me long enough that I hope that you know my heart. And even though we haven't spoken personally on the phone or exchanged emails or exchanged happy mail or exchanged racks, that you've gotten to know me enough over the past, 13 months? That's how long my channel's been out there, if you followed me that long. So I hope that if you know her as closely as you know her, and think you know me as well as you think you know me based on our interactions online, granted it's just the World Wide Web, I would hope that you have learned me as a person by now. And to not just take one side of a story. So, with that, guys, I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend and a blessed day. Happy crafting, y'all. Bye.